bitches! Rifts are opening all across Thetis, and my demons are pouring into your world! We have a new leader who defied the gods, and who will usher in a new age! Bow before your new master!
Not today, Demon Joe. I have closed yet another demon gate, companions. Lieutenant, report. Help me clean up this garbage. Oh my God! Why have you removed your garments all of a sudden?
Does this not please you, Commander?
This is highly inappropriate. But, yes. Yes! I see you've been putting in extra time in the fields. This shall prove most useful in, close quarters, battle, I mean. Yes. Please, follow me to my quarters. I mean training grounds. Yes. Right this way, Lieutenant. I have something to show you. Inquisitor, I am happy to report that Dragon Age Inquisition is magnitudes better than Dragon Age 2. Even though I didn't really think Dragon Age 2 was all that bad. Just small-minded and inconsequential. Not so here. Here, you are hugely important, my lord. You have a massive penis, or a big vagina, depending on your gender. You judge people's fate and lives on a throne similar to Game of Thrones.
Lord Eramund, any protection you thought you had has apparently been withdrawn. You will die by my hand.
Petty actions.
That punk Hawk works for your ass. Yes, even fan favorite Morgan shows up and defers to your judgment on major decisions.
Fool. You'd let your people's legacy rot in the shadows.
Enough.
You cannot honestly...
I said enough.
Now, in comparison, one could argue that Dragon Age Origins has a slightly better story because of its companions and its writing. But this storyline is also incredibly high stakes and interesting. Maybe because I've actually read all the lore books and know the stories about the Magisters, the Elven gods, and all that bullshit. Though I admit it's pretty easy to get lost if you don't set aside some time to read stuff that you've collected, my lord.
The chosen of Andraste, a blessed hero sent to save us all.
Am I riding in on a shining steed?
I would have suggested a griffon, but sadly they're extinct. Joke as you will, posturing is necessary.
You'll start by creating either a male or female version of a human, elf, dwarf, or Quinari. You then choose between the types, rogue, warrior, or the powerful mage. Now, I spent a ton of extra time crafting my character as I knew he would be central to the cutscenes. And it's not the most extensive character creation system, but it's definitely acceptable. I mean, people have been able to make pretty damn good Daenerys.
Oh. I didn't know you were awake, but I swear. It's all anyone has talked about for the last 3 days.
And BioWare continues to be inclusive of people of all types. There are so many bisexual, homosexual, and other sexual characters, it's hard to keep straight. No pun intended.
I like your quarters. Do you now? I like your quarters. Do you now? Don't misunderstand. I'm not suggesting we venture into mutual domesticity. I just like your appointments.
The romance paths are there if you so choose to take them. Some pretty funny ones, too.
No Inquisition. No war. Nothing outside this room. Just you and me. So, what did you want to talk about?
Sorry to disturb your rest, Inquisitor, but our oh, sweet maker.
Cullen, how's it going?
Is the Inquisitor awake? I thought perhaps we... Is something the matter? Ah!
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Do you see this?
No.
This time around, you're able to recruit up to 9 companions. That is a fuck ton of dialogue, and for the most part, the voice acting is done at a really high quality. Now, I'm mostly stuck to Iron Bull, my romance choice Cassandra, and Dorian, even though Dorian can tend to break the game with his necromancy. As enemies stay alive, the next part of the level just like refuses to load. I had to swap him out with Vivian when it got too annoying or buggy. Now, Dragon Age really seems to reach for diversity with its cast this time around, and I'd say it's about the second best cast after Dragon Age Origins, but better than Dragon Age 2.
I can't believe you shaved that in your... Andraste's herald is touched, all right. That is.
It's sort of... Well, it represents how we came together, I think.
I'll show you coming together.
And unlike Dragon Age 2, that reuses and recycles so many of its areas, here you will travel to a fantastic variety of locations that really help flesh out the Dragon Age universe like never before. Orlay's capital, Val Royeaux, the lush green forests of the hinterlands in Ferelden, which is supposedly as big as the original game, and the coasts of the Iron Coast, the snow, wide open deserts. I mean, there are about 12 of these fully explorable, wide open locations in this game. And each new area you unlock, Scout Harding will give you an overview. Scout Harding.
The desert is immeasurably more precious with you in it, Scout Harding.
When did you come up with that one?
I had some time along the way.
I wish I could romance that one. Anyway, it's easier to manage and collect and do everything in one of these locations before moving on to the next if you're so inclined to be a completionist. Now, there are also several more mini locations that open up temporarily, mostly for companion side quests. It's simply the biggest and most full Dragon Age yet, and one where you could easily run into an area that you aren't supposed to be in yet, seeing a dragon and a giant fighting it out on their own, and then getting smashed into paste for getting too close too early. I love it. I like it a lot.
Holy shit. That is fucking awesome. Let's do this shit. Oh, he's fucking taking off. Okay. Oh, fucking wrong! Oh, Angry Joe, no! What the fuck? The fuck did he go? Holy shit, I didn't know giants could fucking jump that far. Get him. Bring him down. For Angry Joe. Oh, no. Cassandra! Oh. What the? Holy fuck! Run! Oh my god. That was awesome.
In addition to all this, BioWare has included many fun distractions to discover littered all throughout, like beautiful and captivating bard songs to collect and listen to. Astrariums that have you connect the dots for stars in the sky.
Hey, Pee-wee, let's play Connect the Dots.
Okay, Magic Screen, let's! Connect the dots, la la la. Connect the dots, la la la. Connect the dots, la la la. Connect the dots, la la la.
skulls that locate mysterious shards that open up ancient doors and ruins. Acquiring agents out in the world who will join your cause back at the castle, providing a buff or a bonus. There's investigations, there's a few puzzles, there's wildlife hunting each other, there's area changing weather, those lightning strikes. They're all icing on this cake and help make this world feel alive and interesting. And as if that wasn't enough, they've also included meaningful crafting for armor and weapons. You can use the metals and materials that you scavenge in the world and you see located out there using your search function to modify your arsenal, even changing their color depending on the types of materials you use. It is incredibly rewarding to make a badass weapon that has higher stats than anything that you've seen in the game, even at those super expensive shops. It's just a damn shame that there's not enough armor sets, in my opinion, to make you look different throughout your journey. I mean, you might be stuck with one for half of the game. Boring. At least I was stuck with one. And yes, you can equip your party members with new armors and modify them, thank God. And because Dragon Age 2 didn't have that shit. Now, the central mechanic here is that you'll be building up your new Inquisition in order to deal with the threat of the demon invasion. But what's cool is in addition to straight up combat, there's also hints of political gameplay. You'll have agents in addition to the companions, right? The 9 companions. But in these agents you send out on various missions in the war room. And these can bring back valuable resources, influence, or even unique weapons and armor as you deal with the various factions reacting to your presence. You can set to clear out bandits and enemy factions from fortifications, quarries, mills, and other important strategic resources to claim them for your own, which will then allow you to upgrade and customize your castle at Skyhold to your liking. It is a cool mechanic that helps extend the game's length. Now, graphics are a marked improvement in both detail and style from Dragon Age 2. Now, sure, they're not mind-blowing in this day, okay? And I always felt like they lagged behind the current times in this series, but there is no doubting that some beauty is there in the environments, especially with the right lighting. Animations are fantastic, and lip syncing is great. Details that you might miss if you aren't really close up to the characters as they speak out in the world.
So, this is it, huh? Oh no, it's fine, yeah? It's just, I thought it'd be bigger. Hear that? I meant the stronghold, but it sounded like... Well, it's funny, right? Anyway, stopping wars should earn more sovereigns than this. Need things back to normal for coins to be flowing again. Another reason the Templars and mages need to be sat down.
The Templars and the mages? Most people pick a side.
Most people are stupid.
On the gameplay side of things, they attempt to blend the tactical origins with the action-oriented Dragon Age 2. And for the most part, it works. I was always a fan of both. However, it's not without its faults. the much lauded return of that tactical view has problems. Its zoom and perspective are tough to get right for it to be useful for long periods of time. The behavior screen for your companions gives you only a pathetic 5 options. They're pretty simplistic, not what I expect. Useless, unfortunately. I didn't even mess with any of those except for one puzzle that required my party members to stay put while I leave them and go activate some consoles. But even more upsetting is, for PC gamers, is the terribly awkward PC controls at release. I played with a controller, so it didn't really impact my personal experience, but when I turned that off and tried the keyboard and mouse, I can see why PC users were frustrated, especially with no real auto attack, no auto loot pickup, and it just makes the game harder to enjoy. There's no tool tips, no screen edge mouse look with limited remapping options. It feels like a console port here in every way. A shame, since Origins was one of the better PC games of its time. Each character now has an added unique ability branch and one mega focus ability. It's like a super, okay? It encourages you to play as the different individual characters in your party, including your own custom character, just to see what they all look like. There's also certain character perks that, like deft hands, that can be unlocked through Inquisition perks that allow you to access parts of the levels that you wouldn't have been able to before for some sweet-ass loot. Finally, there's the dragons. They've returned, okay? And yes, dragon hunting is fucking epic.
Welcome, for we're about to go dragon hunting. I know we're not playing Skyrim, but we are hunting dragons. And that's what counts! Ah! Charge! Oh, shit! Ah! Alright, she already healed up automatically. Let's give Cassandra health. Let's give Iron Bull health. And keep firing. Oh shit! He's a 19? Oh, this is the hard one then. And he has armor. I'm gonna go stealth so he can't see the bees coming. Here come the bees. Here come the bees.
No, not the bees! Not the bees!
In your face! Oh, he didn't like that. How does he have that fucking shield? It's not fair. Whoa! You stay back! Yeah! You fucking bastard! You get away from me! Ah! Oh! You got me. You got me on that one. You got me on that one. Hide behind this tree! He won't see us. Come on, bring it on! Ah! Damn it.
I loved how they move, fly, and just stay dynamic. It's not quite at the level of Dragon's Dogma, where in terms of fighting oversized creatures, God, I wish games would get with the program there, but this is about as good as it can get without using the Dragon's Dogma system. It's intense battles, okay, that go down to the wire, and the dragons move around. It's awesome. And the game is so involving, the only time you're taken out of this experience is the damn overly long loading screens. And these are offset somewhat by cards that you can read, but for whatever reason, those don't stay on the screen. And so as you're reading something, it goes to a black screen, you're just left staring at a black screen while it loads. What's the reason behind 2 different loading screens? It's not cool, okay? There's also some minor annoyances. There should be a direct option to equip and to compare loot as you pick it up, instead of fumbling through multiple clicks and menus to equip it and then compare it to one of your other characters. There's books, but you'll long for the actual visual representation found in Skyrim rather than these lifeless black prompt boxes. I felt like the horses weren't fast enough. They didn't feel right, so I hardly ever used them. Bizarrely, BioWare also locks the conversation cutscenes to 30 frames per second for no real reason. It's just odd seeing it jittering compared to actual gameplay. And I couldn't really find out how much a character likes or dislikes me at any given point. But none of those things really take away from the overall experience. I'd say that the game's biggest negative, though, was there's just not really a risk of losing your companions or having them die in one epic final battle confrontation. I wish they would have borrowed that build-up from Mass Effect series. It certainly seems as if they intended to do so. You build up resources, upgrading your castle, you're upgrading your armies and your camps and all that shit, but there's never that final confrontation that puts your companions and these resources at risk. I kept thinking I would need to upgrade my castle fully because it will likely be attacked in that final battle, and I wanted to keep everybody alive. But that never happens. The final boss level feels a bit slightly rushed and kind of makes all that building up of your Inquisition cheapened in subsequent playthroughs, because it really didn't matter a whole lot. And then we have the multiplayer. I wanted to sing the praises of Dragon Age multiplayer. But this.
Okay, small chairs, reading. What? What? Do I have to pay for? Oh my god, Dragon Age. No, please. Oh, first Assassin's Creed, now this. Corporate!
Goddamn mobile games!
Look, all the other companies are doing it.
Damn it, EA!
Oh, and remember, when you buy your platinum, make sure to go with the best value, the $49.99 package.
And that's likely to be about as unfair as a mobile game, too. Balanced to have you hit a wall of failure at some point, and then you either grind it out to hell over and over on 3 fucking maps till you overcome that, or you drop cash on new characters and potions and items. Fucking bullshit. After the first few matches, it quickly becomes repetitive. It's clear there's not a whole lot of effort put up into it here. It was just built up to make it workable and monetizable. Not at all what I envisioned for Dragon Age's first foray into multiplayer. Thanks a lot. You fucked it up.
I got another. If this is successful, I promise it will never affect gameplay.
Fuck that shit. This is becoming a problem. And it better not get worse in 2015. Now, I spent over 60 hours in this world, and I could have easily spent 100 just in my first playthrough. And I'm immediately excited about trying the alternate paths and playing again. There is a ton of value for my money here, okay? And so that brings me to the final verdict. Dragon Age is a solid 9 out of 10. That is a must-own in my opinion. Now, if you're playing on PC and you were expecting a tactical mode and good controls, you're gonna be disappointed. The PC version does clock in lower at 8 out of 10. Until they get a major update or a patch out there to address it and tailor it to PC players, not fucking console ports. Now, it may be true that the branching paths in the game only have the illusion of choice, and it may be true that it had to be scaled back a bit from some of the previews, but it all ends up enjoyable because of its high-quality presentation and the satisfying gameplay. You still want to play some more. The game sets up a possible expansion respectfully, giving us a complete story without completely sequel baiting. You're left wanting more in a good way, and so many companies and franchises get this wrong, and I'm happy to see it done well here, so stay after the credits. So where's Dragon Age gonna go next? Who knows? Perhaps Elven Gods, Inquisition warring with nations, maybe the 6th Blight. Whatever is the case, I'm looking forward to it as Dragon Age is back in top form. Until then, I'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show. Yes! I ripped it right into his face perfectly! Now for my sweet revenge!
You're late.
Yeah, well, you know how hard it is to rift into this place.
Not as hard as this is gonna be.
Oh, you like to play rough. Are you sure he's not going to hear us?
Most people are stupid.
Sarah's never an agreeable girl. Her tongue tells tales of rebellion, but she was so fast and quick with her bow. No